To record this video too many times because it's honestly a very convoluted situation, and I feel like it doesn't have to be that way, but because it is that way, I just have to present it to you in this way, right? So here are the facts. Shaq had multiple interactions with people 18 and over, right? He had a relationship with Gap 2 Vamp when he was 20. She was 18. We knew Gap 2 Vamp, but she entered the scene at 16. That's why I find it weird. Another claim from Gap 2 Vamp, his ex of 2 years, was saying that he had cheated on him, or he cheated on her with another young, fresh 18-year-old, and there's been multiple cases of this being a history, right? So that being said, even with two claims, enough for me, right? We're moving on to the next thing, where Shaq claims that the baby mama, the 16-year-old baby mama, is actually 31. He says that the 16-year-old baby mama is 31 and that he's been taking care of those kids, but those kids aren't necessarily his DNA. You feel me? Okay. So that being said, Gap 2 Vamp says, I've never seen that woman before. When I asked his friend who the baby mama was, the friend sent me a whole different person, right? And so we go back to this, and the friend really isn't involved, but basically Gap 2 Vamp talks to the baby mama again, and the baby mama says, hey, I had a pregnancy, but I didn't deliver because I had a miscarriage. So apologies to you. Obviously, that is a very serious thing. None of this shit is a laughing matter, by the way. I don't want any of you niggas to use this shit as a meme or no shit, because we really got to take shit like this seriously when it happens, okay? Moving on, right? So basically, that person had a miscarriage. So that being said, the two kids that are in reference have to be the kids that Shaq is talking about, or have to be related to him in a whole different way, right? Vamp is saying, oh, he's lying about it because Vamp has no knowledge about it after being in a 2-year relationship. That's her perspective. But Shaq's perspective is, I didn't tell her about it because I didn't want her to do too much digging into it. I just told her I had them younger. So what, right? Regardless of their misconfusion right there, my concern was the 16-year-old being involved with a child, right? 2 children at that, right? So now that that has kind of been subsided, I'm not going to say I'm fully satisfied with how that dissolved. I will say, though, I don't think it happened in the way we think it does, or in the way it was first presented to us. I think it was a combination of misinformation and details that led to a trickle down of a telephone game, and now he's picking up the pieces because he did this shit earlier in his relationship, not thinking that this shit would trickle back. Because Gap 2 Vamp says, oh yeah, I've used this name with him in conversation before, you know, he showed me this person, he showed me a post this person made about him, all types of shit, right? So that being said, I know this is someone he dealt with, I know this is an ex of some sort, but when you're talking about Gap 2 Vamp asking for who his baby mama is to a friend, that page gets sent to her. So that's why she believes that's the baby mama. Okay, moving forward. In conclusion, after I extended the original allegations that Vamp had launched, his management and him had contacted me to get the story straight and to get the video taken down, right? And I found this interesting because the only conversation I've heard from Shaq was an Instagram story post similar to Vamp's, but in his aesthetic, to where he was basically saying, yeah, you know, some of this shit is fucked up, but I'm just finna be off the internet for a while. So that was the only thing I had heard from him before I had made the video and afterwards, up until I guess last night. Last night I'm talking to Vamp, I'm talking to Shaq, trying to verify all the information, cross-reference the story, all type of shit, right? So what we know to be true is that he had multiple interactions with 18-year-olds, but we don't know to be true that he had any child with anybody under 18, or any child at all, mind you. We don't know if he has any real children, and that's right? If we were just talking about a normal nigga right now, that's fine. We don't need to know. We don't need to know shit. But I'm here to tell you, Shaq, I am not the nigga you need to explain yourself to, nor is it just one nigga. You have a group of niggas looking up to you right now, wondering what the fuck is going on. Alright? So you gotta be as honest as you fucking can be, because right now is a very important time for you, my nigga. Alright, so moving forward, the only public response, I already talked about that, allegations, yada yada. I'm not sure I trust or understand this whole conversation of information, or flow of information, right? Obviously, when you're dealing with a breakup, it's gonna be a lot of emotional triggers there. So, yeah, it could just deadass be a misunderstanding on both niggas' parts. But it also could be a lie that's getting misinterpreted or a lie that's not coming to the light. Regardless of how you feel, these are the details that I've been presented with. And I'm gonna tell you how I feel, right? How I feel is that the fact that this nigga was fucking with 18-year-olds, the fact that this nigga dated Vamp, is weird enough for me, right? I wasn't aware that they were dating until like last year. And even then, nigga, I wasn't taking that shit serious because at the same time I'm thinking, oh, they just start dating on some shit. You know, I'm not thinking they've already been in a 2-year relationship since she been 18. You feel me? So that being said, that's weird. The fact you cheating on girls is weird. The fact your exes are calling you a manipulator, liar, and a weirdo is weird. Weird as fuck to me because my exes, look, I get into it with my exes, but my exes know who I am, my nigga. At the end of the day, I probably got one ex who will say some crazy shit about me. Like one. And like more than one is crazy to me. Anyways, I do want to say though, Gango, right? In the future, how we handle these situations have to be treated very seriously because you can't, like, I'm not saying that Vamp is in the wrong for anything she did, but I'm saying that when you lodge something like that in front of the crowd of everyone that was private before, and you're just putting it out here, I need you to be a part of the conversation. I need you to be ready. Vamp did a great job in talking to me, giving me details, letting me know what happened. And Shaq hit me up after the video was posted, and I was getting details from him through a text conversation. Now, look, I'm not the screenshot nigga. I'm not the screenshot guy, bro. At the end of the day, it's the internet. Niggas can lie directly to my face, and I would have no fucking clue. So this is what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm not gonna follow Shaq. I'm still gonna follow Vamp because I trust black women. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, right? I'm still gonna follow Vamp. I'm gonna unfollow Shaq. I already did. And here's what we're gonna do, right? Shaq, you have to address your community however you address your community. You have to take the steps you need to take. I don't know what steps you need to take, but it needs to be away from me and my community for now, because at least, nigga, I need to know that you cool off 18-year-olds. That shit is wild. I don't know what the solution is for a nigga that fucks with 18-year-olds, but I do know that I don't want you right here. You feel me? You got to take a couple steps to the left. And me as well, I am here to say that I'm not necessarily sorry for posting that video at all. I'm not, because let another nigga get an allegation, bro, I will be here talking about it. But I am here to say, if you do need to issue something, right? If you need to issue a serious statement, I need to be more than an Instagram story, because that shit disappears in 24 hours, my nigga. I need it to be something at least, you know, like this, all right? That's all I ask the community. I do want to ask the community to stay safe. Please stop texting me about Shaq and what's going on. Just watch the goddamn video. I appreciate y'all for looking out and for being, what's it called? Good recipients to the energy, right? There was one more thing I wanted to say, but honestly, it's fine. If I really have to say it, I'll make a story about it. Look, bruh, be safe, have some fucking decorum, nigga, and watch who you fucking with. All this shit matters, gang, especially if you making art in this universe. All this shit matters. Watch who you fucking with. Peace.